Okay, I just landed about 30 minutes ago in St. Louis, and I thought that I would unpack, film me being unpacked so that you can see how I traveled for the past 2 weeks. First thing is, as soon as I landed in St. Louis, I had to take this off. This is my Ibex merino wool hoodie. This literally saved me from freezing my butt off. I wasn't prepared for how cold it was. I didn't think about the fact that I'd be spending time at 12,600 feet elevation. It kept me warm, and it also served as a pajama top as I wore it to bed. Also, Vibram 5 fingers, smart wool socks, these pants, Prana, something like that. Prana. Got them on discount at REI. They were one of the top rated pants on probably REI.com. I love them, and I wore them. Out of 13 days, I wore them 12 days. I have another pair I'll show you that I wore once. I didn't like them, and we'll move on from there. Baseball cap. This was black when I left. Now it's kind of yellowish. Sun bleached the hell out of it, but that's okay. One icebreaker merino wool t-shirt. These I didn't have on me. Big ass chain wallet. Carry my passport. Bandana, very handy. Kept one in my back pocket at all times. Perfect for drying hands, easy. Touching, grabbing things you don't want to grab, that came in handy. And wiping sweat when necessary. Alright, so I took 2 bags. Camera bag and backpack. Camera bag first. This doohickey, which I bought because I thought for some reason I would need, and I did not. I did not use this one bit. Alright. These are stuffed in the side. These are just spare utility straps. They snap on. What I did was my wool sweater, I would roll up into a nice little ball, and I would strap both of these straps around it, and then strap it to my backpack because there was no room to really put it in there. And then when I needed it, I could take it off, no problem. Just stuff these in a pocket somewhere. My beats, carry these everywhere, come in handy. On the bus, on the train, on the boat, everywhere. They drowned out everything. Of course, they're great, well worth the money. Luckily, these were a gift, and maybe something you wouldn't want to take traveling with you because they're so pricey. But I love having them with me. A little luxury I took with me. My Rebel T1i. This is the crappy stock lens that came with it. It comes in handy for point and shoot type scenarios when you just want to annotate stuff. And then I have my 35mm f.2 lens. It's the best that I could afford. And this is what I like to use when I take portraits and stuff. I took these both with me. The camera bag, nothing special except I've had this thing for years and I've never used this, and I used it in Machu Picchu and it was great. This is a waterproof cover, and I needed it, and it came in handy. I'm glad I had it. Alright, bag number 1. Bag number 2. If you recall, I don't know if you've seen it, but I posted a picture of everything, and I'll probably show that right now. But everything went in here, with the exception of that camera, the Beats by Dre. Everything went in here, or I was wearing it. All right. Item number 1, water bottle. To tell you the truth, I didn't really need this thing because I just bought water everywhere I went. Even bought carbonated water. They had carbonated water everywhere I went. Every now and then I poured into this, but there was a time in thouI where I was thirsty and there was no store around, and I was going to use the tap water that was available, but I managed to not have to do that. Would I take it again? I'm not sure. But who knows? I carry it with me all the time anyways. Spare D ring or S ring. I don't think I use that one. This thing didn't take up much room and space, but what I did in a hostel and I had to keep it for one night, I made it like this and hung my socks on it to dry, and that was handy. Smart wool sock cap. I'm so glad I grabbed this at the end of at the last minute and packed it because it saved my butt because it was freezing and I slept while wearing that. Water purifier. Did not use it. Did not use my water bottle. Did not use my water purifier. Almost used it yesterday. My friend wanted to decide on the last day of the trip not to waste so much plastic, and she filled up her plastic water bottle, but this will not go inside to kill it. So I don't even know what she did, but still a handy tool. I don't know if I would take it with me next time, but next time I'll be doing it, I wouldn't do the same things, so I might use it. Extra bandana in case the other one got dirty, etc., etc. More sweat. Headlamp, used it while the place we're staying in thouI didn't have a night lamp. I spent a lot of time in my room there because it was cold and we didn't have much to do. There was not much partying going on or anything at night, so I read, and when I read, I used this. Other than that, I only use it for reading one night. Surefire flashlight, didn't even take it out, not once. Actually, I bought these in Country. Ciprofloxacin. I didn't need it. Another friend did end up getting real sick, and she took or I think two of them, and they took Cipro, and were better in a matter of about 12 hours. I did get sick, but I don't know if it was a hangover or if it was altitude sickness. But either way, I got over it pretty quick. Charger for iPad. Charger for iPhone. Spare headphones. Came in handy when my friend lost hers. Charger for Kindle. Didn't use it. US coins. Another one of these things to wrap around cords. You can see it just stayed there. Lock, very handy. I used it in Arequipa for a night in a hostel, and that was about it. Other than that, I didn't use it, but I paid for private rooms the rest of the trip. So definitely a very handy item to have if you're going to stay in hostels and shared rooms. That's it for that pouch. Pouch number 2. iPad. It was great. Almost everywhere we went had Wi-Fi, and it was nice to stay in touch with via Facebook and Twitter and one of those cold nights in thouI. I had a movie on here, and I was able to watch. I watched a movie in pastime. So definitely a great item to take. I'm glad I bought it like a week before I left. Great item. I barely read. I didn't take as much time as I normally would. I was not doing any of the planning on this trip, so tours and adventures and everything seemed to be one every day. And so going to a coffee shop and sitting there for hours and reading, which is what I normally do on or off vacation, didn't happen. So I didn't read much. Would I take a Kindle and an iPad? I don't know if I'd take both again. Kindle's real small, but when you put it in a case, it takes up a lot more room. And I don't know. On a 2-week trip, I may have not taken a Kindle. On a longer trip, definitely. One 3-gallon bag and a few smaller, maybe a 1-gallon. This is what's left. I had quite a few of them. They don't take up much room. thouI, we went to hot springs, had wet clothes. The 3-gallon worked out great for that. Hung it to dry and put it back in my pack and reused it. This little sucker, waterproof bag, I used once, but it was an important trip. It was a white water rafting trip. I was able to keep my money, my ID, and my iPhone in here. Keep it sealed nice and shut, nice and tight, watertight. Clipped it onto my vest and was able to take it out and take pictures when we stopped because we lost a person. Some things I left in here: pens and pencils. I didn't take a journal, so I don't even know why I took pens and pencils. That's something I regret. When I didn't have internet, I wish that I had my journal. I've been writing in a journal for a long time, and for some reason I decided I didn't need one anymore. That was dumb. Alright, let's get to the nitty gritty. Plastic bag, found a market that sold nuts and walnuts and Brazil nuts, and they were pretty cheap. Plastic bags, Ziploc bags, great. Cardinal hat. I didn't really need this one because I had this one, and once I saw how much damage this one was getting from the sun, I didn't want to use this one. It's very light, doesn't take up much space, but why take it if you're not going to use it? Oakleys. I've had this pair for years. I've been wearing them off and on. They're very good for active use. Kind of goofy looking, but they work. I didn't wear them. Hardly wore them at all. One thing is, I'm out in the sun. I'm getting to the point where I like to enjoy the sun. I like to absorb it into my body by any means, whether it's through skin or my eyes, so I don't cover up my eyes as much when I'm just walking around. If I'm riding a motorcycle or a bike or on a trail or something like that, it's different. The case took up a lot of space. It was kind of hard. It doesn't fit smoothly in any one particular spot in the backpack. And for something I didn't wear, I wouldn't take sunglasses. If need be, there's always people selling counterfeits for $1. You know, you wear them if you need them, and then you throw them away when you're done. This is my toiletry kit. It was a lot fuller when I started. I kept some things just for this particular video. One thing that I kept is this goddamn thing, full, sticker still on it. I didn't even open it because what I took was a little chiquito one, really small, and that was halfway full when I left. So it's this big. And I threw it away because I didn't need it. I brought this back to make a point that you don't need anything like this. If you need something this size, you can buy it in country. This, I thought I might spend a night in Miami, so I was going to shave.